I knew something was wrong the moment the waiter poured my second glass of water. His eyes didn't meet mine, like he already pitied me. Like he'd seen this scene before, the fool sitting alone at a table that was obviously meant for more than one. The candles flickered, the plates glistened, the empty chairs mocked me. I told myself they were late, traffic, parking, something reasonable. But deep down, beneath the calm breath I maintained like a mask, I felt the shift in the air, the same one I'd felt the day my family decided my boundaries were optional. 2 hours. 2 full hours of silence, until my phone buzzed. This is a lesson for not paying for our vacation. A lesson! As if I were a child they had the privilege to discipline. I stared at the message until the letters blurred. Not from tears, those days were gone, but from the clarity settling in like ice. I wasn't shocked, not really. It felt like the conclusion to a long story I'd been pretending wasn't being written. So I lifted my glass, toasted the empty chairs, and made a promise to myself. No more begging for a family that enjoyed watching me kneel. I blocked their numbers before the waiter returned. Backstory. People assume betrayal begins with a single blow. It doesn't. It starts quietly, softly, with love that feels warm until you realize it was only comfortable because you were the one burning. My family used to call me the reliable one. I wore it like a badge. At 12, it meant watching my siblings while my parents took a break. At 16, it meant giving up college visits so I could work and pay bills they'd forgotten about. At 23, it meant paying for things they couldn't cover yet, always with the promise they'd pay me back. They never did. But I kept forgiving, because they were family, because I thought loyalty was rewarded. I didn't realize loyalty is only sacred when it's mutual. Discovery of betrayal. The first crack appeared last year. I noticed they only called when they needed something: money, favors, labor. Their affection had terms and conditions. Then came the vacation. They planned it without me, then told everyone I'd promised to pay for it. I hadn't. They knew I hadn't. But the story served them better. When I clarified, told them I wouldn't fund it, they acted like I'd committed treason. Their silence afterward was telling. Perfectly stitched, coordinated. Still, I didn't expect them to weaponize my birthday. That was the final confirmation. Not just that they didn't care, but that they enjoyed proving it. Shift in mindset. The old me would have confronted them, asked why, tried to fix it. Not this time. This time I planned, silently, carefully, like someone who finally sees the board and understands they were never a player, only a piece. I reviewed every account my name was attached to, every subscription I'd been paying temporarily, every emergency fund I'd quietly supplied. I made a list. Then I got to work. Execution of the plan. Step 1, I removed myself from every bill I didn't directly use. Phone lines, streaming services, gym memberships. No warning. Just gone. Step 2, I closed the shared family account they'd somehow turned into their personal ATM. The bank clerk raised an eyebrow when she saw the withdrawals. I didn't explain. I didn't need to. Step 3, I sent a short, final message. 1 line each before blocking them everywhere. To my mother, I'm done being the parent in this family. To my father, you taught me responsibility. I learned self-respect elsewhere. To my siblings, your convenience is no longer my burden. And then, the last step, the emotional one, I told the relatives who mattered. Quietly, calmly, the truth, without venom or embellishment. People always reveal who they really are in the silence after exposure. My family stayed quiet. Of course they did. Climax and confrontation. They showed up a week later outside my apartment. Not with apologies, with accusations. How could you embarrass us like this? You're so dramatic. You think you're better than us now? Their voices felt distant, like I was watching a scene I'd already outgrown. I didn't shout. I didn't argue. I simply said, You taught me my worth by refusing to see it." Their faces shifted, confusion first, then fear, then anger as they realized it was already too late. Everything they relied on me for, gone. Every fallback, every safety net, every dollar, every excuse, gone. For the first time, they needed me. For the first time, I didn't them. I closed the door mid-sentence. That was the real revenge. Not cruelty, but closure. Resolution. Tonight, I sit alone again. But this time, the silence feels earned, not inflicted. Family is supposed to be a home. Mine was a house where I kept paying the rent for everyone else. So I let it burn. And when the smoke cleared, I finally saw my life for what it could be. Peaceful, unapologetic, mine.